Welcome into Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Meghan Payton. We are talking running back replacements today, but we do first want to thank our friends over at Magic Spoon who make these videos possible. They are the best place to get cereal that is also healthy. Go to magicspoon.com/Seahawks to get $5 off your order today. Now, the Seahawks just worked out 2 running backs. We just found out that Pete Carroll is potentially looking for some more depth in that area with the injuries that have been occurring over in Seattle. Doug Kyde, who reports on the Seahawks, tweeted out saying, with the injuries at the position, the Seahawks worked out free agent running backs B.J. Emmons and Dexter Williams today. Now, these are 2 guys that you may have not heard much about, but B.J. Emmons signed with the Seahawks. Maybe he sounds familiar to you as an undrafted free agent. He was waived before the season. He signed with the Raiders. He played actually, I think, in 1 or 2 preseason games. He did not make the final roster cut, and so now he is a free agent. So Pete Carroll may be considering bringing Emmons back to Seattle, especially right now. We'll get into more of why this is a higher possibility now that Chris Carson, Alex Collins, Rashaad Penny, all the injuries that have been happening in Seattle. The other guy that Seattle worked out was Dexter Williams. Now, Dexter Williams played with Green Bay in 2019 and in 2020. He had 7 carries for 19 yards during those 2 years. He was recently on the Giants practice squad and then was released. So these are 2 guys that, are they huge players that are going to change the Seahawks offense? Absolutely not. But with the current situation at hand for Seattle, it does make sense that Pete Carroll is at least exploring the idea of bringing some guys on the team, because right now it is a rough situation for running backs. Obviously, we know Chris Carson on IR dealing with that extended neck injury that's been going on for him. Alex Collins, who really showed up last week against the Steelers. It wasn't good enough to get them the win, but he left the game early with an injury, so we're not sure on his status and whether or not he's going to be able to play Monday night. Now, Rashaad Penny, he was just recently activated off IR, so we're hearing that he's probably going to play Monday night, which is good because right now, if Collins isn't playing, you're going to be relying on DJ Dallas and Travis Homer to carry you on for the whole game. Now, I do think Rashaad Penny is a guy that, he's dealt with a lot of injuries. We don't know how much we're going to get out of him. I wouldn't be confident that he's going to put up, the amount of yards that Chris Carson or Alex Collins can. So if I'm Pete Carroll, I'm saying, hey, with the current injuries at hand, it may be smart to bring in another guy. Now, I don't necessarily love the 2 options that they worked out today, so we're going to talk more about who I think, or maybe you guys think, the Seahawks should sign. But first, do you think the Seahawks need to bring in another running back? Go to the comments right now and type Y for yes if you think so, N for no if not. This is the pinned comment, so if you get the ad break right here, make sure you scroll down and get your votes in. Now, yes, I do think that the Seahawks should consider bringing in a running back. So we are going to first talk about running back replacements via trade. Then we'll go into free agency. But if we're talking trade, a guy that I like is Marlon Mack. Now, Marlon Mack, he and the Colts have agreed to explore trade options. So this is not out there. This is a very obvious thing that they've talked about. In 2019, though, Mack had 1,173 total yards. Now, the reason why the Colts are saying that they're going to move on from Marlon Mack is because really Jonathan Taylor and Hines, those 2 guys have taken on the primary role there as running back for Indianapolis. So really Marlon Mack's not getting much use out of there. He's not happy there. The Colts probably understand that. So this is where I think, hey, a trade's going to happen, probably regardless with Marlon Mack. Maybe the Seahawks jump on this, and maybe this is just a good guy even when Chris Carson and Alex Collins are back and good. Another good guy to have on your team, maybe even replace Rashaad Penny. That's a different topic for a different day. But first, I do want to tell you guys a little bit more about Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon is healthy, delicious cereal. It is high in protein. It is very low in carb. There is 0 sugar in it. And right now I have the peanut butter. This has been my current favorite, but there's a lot of different flavors to choose from. If you're a chocolate person, they got cocoa. Jumbo, fruity, frosted, a ton of different options. Go to magicspoon.com/Seahawks. You are going to get $5 off your order today. Now, next up on our running back replacements via trade is Ty'Son Williams. Now, Ty'Son Williams is someone that, again, could provide more depth for Seattle. And Baltimore has kind of leaned more heavily on veteran running backs like Latavius Murray, who they got from the Saints, Devontae Freeman, and Le'Veon Bell. So, again, we're talking about a situation where a guy like Ty'Son Williams is just not getting as much playing time as he would like. The Chiefs have shown interest in Williams, though. And I think that it makes sense. He's played pretty well so far. So this is a guy that already is going to be a little bit more competitive to get. Not sure the details and how, serious the Chiefs are about potentially trading for him. But if the Seahawks did want Ty'Son Williams, this would be someone that I think they'd need to jump on pretty quickly. Now, I'm going to put it in your hands first. Which running back do you guys want the Seahawks to trade for? It doesn't have to be the two guys that I said. Maybe it's someone else. But go to the comments right now. Give me your thoughts. Who should the Seahawks trade for to get a running back? The last guy on the trade options I am going to list is Ronald Jones. Now, Ronald Jones is probably not my favorite option for the Seahawks, but again, he's not getting as much playing time in Tampa because Leonard Fournette has kind of taken on that number one role, and Jones may not be happy in Tampa. Now, I don't know. I feel like someone like him may cost a little bit more, so with the current situation that Seattle does have, they don't need to be giving up a lot for a running back. They just need someone that can help them provide some depth until they are all healthy. But in 2021 so far, he has had 31 carries, 118 yards, 1 touchdown, and his longest carry was 10 yards. So these are my three trade options: Marlon Mack, Ty'Son Williams, Ronald Jones. If they are going to get a running back via trade, these are three guys that I like, that they should at least watch out for. Now let's jump over to free agency, though. Who could the Seahawks potentially sign? Who's out there right now? The first guy I have for you guys is Kerryon Johnson. Now, he was with the 49ers earlier this season. He actually got some playing time, but they were dealing with a lot of injuries, so that's why we got to see him kind of step up. Then he obviously gets cut from the 49ers. He's a young guy. He's a young player that would, again, provide depth for Seattle. We don't really know how well he is, though, because he's so young. He was a second round pick in the 2018 draft. So I think someone like him, you don't necessarily know what you're going to get out of him. But again, for the current situation in Seattle, I don't think that this is a bad option. Next up, here we go. I have to bring this one up. I don't even think this is a great option, but I'm bringing it up because this guy is still Todd Gurley. He is still on the free agency market, which, I mean, it's just crazy how the NFL works, where the top running back, 3 years ago, is now not signed with any team. And there's a reason for that. And that's what we're going to talk about. There is a reason why Todd Gurley has not been signed. And, maybe he's willing to kind of take less money now that he's kind of sat, for a while, not having a team pick him up. So that would be my concern with Todd Gurley, is that is he going to expect a lot of money? But really, ultimately, it's his performance. The age, the injuries, the performance. It's been a struggle for Todd Gurley, someone who played really well 3 years ago, 4 years ago, is now on the market. And I think, the injuries have really been the major problem for Gurley, the reason why he declined so much in the past couple of years. And I do think that, the Seahawks and every other team in the NFL are looking at that right now. And that is the reason why Todd Gurley is currently not a part of any NFL team. But we are going to keep talking about rumors, trades, free agency. This is nonstop all season long, only Seahawks content right here. So make sure you are subscribed. It's 100% free. And we promise we are going to keep you in the loop all season long. Lastly, another free agent option for the Seahawks to pick up is Duke Johnson. Duke Johnson, another guy that it's kind of crazy that he's not with the team right now. He spent the last 2 seasons in Houston. This is someone that I would be more pro the Seahawks getting over Todd Gurley. Now, he's a dual threat back. So, I mean, not that the Seahawks really need help in the wide receiver area, but it's just a good way to change up your offensive scheme, especially, if Russell's going to be out for a longer period of time, kind of change things up. Now, he only averaged 3.1 yards per carry last year. This is over 11 games. So that it does make sense a little bit why Duke Johnson is not in the NFL right now. But again, I think this is someone that's a veteran that can obviously provide depth, but I think he could actually help the Seahawks a lot. I think he's going to play better than Rashaad Penny would. And so I think that if you're dealing with a situation where Chris Carson's out, if Alex Collins is going to be out for a bit too, I like Duke Johnson as a free agent for the Seahawks to sign. But now it is back in your hands. I've given you guys my 3 options for free agencies. That's Kerryon Johnson, Todd Gurley, Duke Johnson. Now I'm asking you guys, which free agent running back should the Seahawks try out and sign? Go to the comments right now and let me know.